Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we will be discussing the variance and standard deviation of group data. Without further ado, let's get this lesson started. Previously, we have defined variance in the context of ungrouped data, but here, even if we are taking into consideration group data, its definition is still the same. We still have the small letter sigma squared and small letter s squared for population and sample respectively. It is still the average of the square distances of each datum from the mean. Still, it's parametric. However, we have a different formula because we are dealing with a group data. So let us analyze this formula one by one. We have s squared, or the small letter sigma squared, that stands for variance. We have summation here. It means addition. F is the frequency, and X here is the class mark. And then we have N as the number of the data in the set. So basically what we're going to do here is we will first squared each of the class mark, and then each of those squared class mark will be multiplied to the frequency. Then we will take the sum. And then we will multiply it to N. For this part, we will multiply the frequency first and the class mark, and then get the sum, and then get the squared value. Don't worry, we will be having a step-by-step demonstration for this computation later when we go to the examples. And for the denominator, we have n times n minus 1. Standard deviation is still symbolized by these two values for population and for sample. It is still the indication of how closely each datum is clustered or scattered around the mean. Still, it is the positive square root of the variance, and it is still parametric. So just like what we did in getting the standard deviation for ungrouped data, the standard deviation for grouped data will just be the positive square root of the variance. To better understand, let's have the following example. So suppose that we will use the frequency distribution table that we have constructed in our discussion about FDT. However, recall that in the formula, we will just be dealing with the frequency and the class mark. So for this example, we will be omitting the other columns. Recall that one of the components of the variance in the group data is x squared, meaning all the values of x will be squared. So let's do that. Join me as we take the squared value of each of the class mark. So we have 19 squared, that will give us 361. Next, we have 30 squared, that will give us 900. 41 squared, we have 1681. Next, we have 52 squared, that is 2704. 63 squared, we have 3969. And then we have 74 squared, that is 5476. Next, let me just write it more legibly. Okay. Next, we add an additional column, meaning we will multiply f and x, these two columns. Why we didn't include this? Later, we will have an additional column to include this fourth column. So for now, let's focus our attention with f and x. We multiply them. 5 times 19 will give us 95. 7 times 30 will give us 210. 41 times 8 will give us 328. Next, we have 52 times 6, or 6 times 52. That is 312. 3 times 63, that is 189. And finally, 1 times 74 is 74. And then the next step is to get the sum of this fx. meaning 95 plus 210 plus 328 plus 312 plus 189 plus 74 will give us 1,208. This is our summation of fx. So for the next step, we will add an additional column. Let me just write it more legibly. The next column will be concerning f times x squared. So in this case, what we're going to do is we will multiply f by each of the x squared. That's why we added this column a while ago. So let's multiply 5 times 361. That will give us 1805. Next, we have 7 times 900. That is 6300. Next, we have 8 times 1681. That is 13448. For the fourth item, we multiply 6 by 2704, giving us a product of 16224. Next, we have 3 times 3969. We have 11907. And then finally, we have 1 times 5476 is 5476. And then we add all the entries of this fx squared. So the sum of this column is 55,160. Let me just write it more legibly. There. So we're done with this additional columns. The next step is to highlight the different values that we need for the formula of the variance. First is the summation of f times x squared. Let's highlight that part using yellow ink in this table. So the summation of f x squared, this is 55,160. Next, for the summation of fx, we will highlight the sum of this column, which is 1,208. And then, of course, Rn is 30, the sum of the frequency. Those are the three different quantities that we need to substitute for the formula of the variance. So n here will be replaced by 30. And then the summation of fx squared will be replaced by 55,160. That's why we have it here. Minus, and then summation of fx, the one inside the parenthesis, will be replaced by 1,208. That's why we have that number here. And then parenthesis squared. For the denominator, we have 30. That's n. Multiplied to 30 minus 1. Then using our calculator, we can solve for the next step. Just make sure you are typing the digits correctly. So we have 30 times 55,160. That is 1,654,800. For 1,208 squared, that is 1,459,264. For the denominator, we still have 30. 30 minus 1, you don't need calculator for this. 30 minus 1 is just 29. Next, you subtract the numerator, leaving us with just 195,536. Multiplying the two numbers in the denominator, you have 870. And then finally, for the last step of variance, divide these two numbers and then we'll get 224.754023 and so on, but make sure to round it to the second decimal number, meaning our variance is 224.75. Next, for the standard deviation, we will just use this simpler formula, we just take the square root of the variance and then round it off to 2 decimal numbers. We have 14.99. And that is our standard deviation. So that's it on how we are solving the standard deviation and variance of a group data. Just make sure you are computing these entries correctly, because if you miscalculated even just one number, then the entire solution for the variance and the standard deviation will be affected and will get wrong. Thank you for watching and see you on the next video.